kind of regulation of the news media where the government polices the sort of information being distributed as news, that's where I start to get really frightened, because the fact is that the government in the business of news, whether you are a fan of Trump or not a fan of Trump, if you are on the right, you're afraid of Barack Obama doing this to you. If you're on the left, you're afraid of Donald Trump doing this to you. How exactly do you restrict the powers of government when it comes to intervention and that sort of stuff?
Well, so I was looking at some of the models abroad, because right now we're in a bit of a mess in terms of our information consumption. There are very powerful market dynamics where if I'm like a media company, I figure out, if I cater to getting the most extreme 30% excited, that's actually better for my business than being more moderate. It's like clickbait, but clickbait across information silos. And so I looked at what some other countries have done, and that if someone has demonstrably false information, then you come and say, look, that was actually fabricated, and then you just have to issue an apology, or there's some kind of process. But we're at a point now where we legitimately have a hard time agreeing on facts, and we have at least some foreign actors that are taking advantage of this soft underbelly to sort of gin up various groups against each other and make it so that people can't even trust what they're seeing. And this is before deepfakes and the rest of it arrive, where literally they could show you and I doing something, and then it's well, it must be real because it's on the internet. So it's a mess, and it's a situation where you have to look at it with a perspective and say, okay, it's a mess and it's going to get messier. What are possible ways out of this? And at least to me, that the government may have a role to play in saying this is fake, this is fraudulent, this is from a foreign actor, this is not true. In the absence of any sort of action in that direction, then we're in for an even worse environment in terms of polarization, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, to me, obviously, the response is that the government empowering them to determine what is true and false sometimes shades over into an opinion on a fact, and the government decides that this is what PolitiFact does to us on a regular basis, and it gets into a little bit of dangerous territory. In a second, I want to ask you about race. I have one final question for you, which is, where do we stand racially in the country? But if you want to hear Andrew Yang's answer, you actually have to be a Daily Wire subscriber. To subscribe, head on over to dailywire.com, click subscribe. You can hear the end of our conversation over there. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. It really means a lot. I think this is a great discussion. I'm sure that our listeners are going to have a lot of thoughts in response. If people want to give to your campaign, they can check you out at yang2020.com?
Yes, yang2020.com, or just Google Andrew Yang, but would certainly love to have everyone's help and support in this campaign, as we're going to make history together. We're going to bring the revolution of reason to the American people. It's not left or right, it's forward.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Andrew. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Ben. It's been a pleasure.
The Ben Shapiro Show Sunday Special is produced by Jonathan Hay, executive producer Jeremy Boring, associate producer Mathis Glover, edited by Donovan Fowler. Audio is mixed by Dylan Case. Hair and makeup is by Jesua Olvera. Title graphics by Cynthia Angulo. The Ben Shapiro Show Sunday Special is a Daily Wire production. Copyright Daily Wire 2019.